Today's video is all about how to overcome perfectionism. And speaking as a bit of a rehabilitated perfectionist myself, I think there is a better way than perfectionism at creating really high-level results, but also enjoying the journey of your own performance as you're doing it. So we need to think carefully about this, because the perfectionist is generally attached to perfectionism because they think it's the best way to get the best results. There has to be a bit of a curiosity brought to that question: is perfectionism the best way to get the best results? And there also has to be a little bit of an exploration of what do we lose when we strive for perfectionism? What do we lose along the way? What gets damaged, and what's a problem for us? And that might be a moment of personal contemplation for you. So why don't we start with that? Just contemplate, if you are someone who finds themselves connected to perfectionism and really striving for always the perfect outcome, think, is there anything that costs you? Does that cost you anything? Think about relationships, the people that come in contact with you as you're working through in this way. Think about your own level of enjoyment. Is it a fun experience for you to express your perfectionism into your work, into your relationship, into your life? Or is there something where it feels like, well, actually, there's a sort of level of force or aggressiveness that underlies it? And often when we drop into that contemplation, we might also notice that there's quite a big kind of well of fear that sits underneath it, that we're really afraid of failure. And so an exploration of this in a contemplative way would also start to ask you the question, what are you afraid of? And what is your relationship with failure? There's a fantastic book that I really like called The Pursuit of Perfect by Tal Ben-Shahar. I always recommend it to people who are working through perfectionism because it creates this journey from the perfectionist to the optimalist, where we learn how to still value those really high-level outcomes, but appreciate the humanity of the journey on the way. This is something that I've had to deal with a lot in my life. I've got quite a natural perfectionist streak. I also went into a career in my 20s as a lawyer, and that very much champions the perfectionist. There's a lot of perfectionists in the industry of law, looking for detail, getting it right, high value on getting it right, really big problem if we get it wrong. And so that can exacerbate perfectionism. But what I want you to know from this video is that there is another way. I invite you to check out optimalism, thinking about those contemplative questions. What is your relationship with failure? Is there perhaps a better way of achieving high-level outcomes whilst also including yourself as a human being that is an emotional being, a cognitive being, a spiritual being, someone who wants to engage with the world mindfully and consciously? If you're interested in finding out more about our perfectionist programs, our perfectionism programs at The Conscious Professional, do check out theconsciousprofessional.com. We do lots of corporate trainings helping professionals move towards optimalism from perfectionism. Thanks for watching.